encourage everybody to get out and get vocal. We have not nearly enough people out there. Such a very small few of us that really go out and make any noise. Now, sometimes we'll get out when there's other people that do it, but a lot of us are unwilling to get out and do it on our own, either as a small group or as individuals, because we just don't want to be singled out. We don't want to accept the fact that there might be, maybe, possibly some small repercussions for doing this. If there's going to be repercussions, make sure that you're right about what you do, and repercussions be damned. Just deal with it. Life is pretty short, ladies and gentlemen. We have a finite amount of time here to enjoy our life on this earth. We have an eternity to live with what we did during this time that we were on this earth. Now, if you think about, let me see if we can put this in perspective here. Take a whole roll of brand new unopened roll of cotton string, and unroll that ball all the way out to the end, and then take a straight pen, or take your ink pen and make a little dot somewhere in the middle of that. That little dot represents the time that you're going to be on this earth. That whole roll of string, that little dot represents how long you're going to be here, and that string, all the rest of that, represents how long you're going to be somewhere else. And you're going to have that amount of time to think about how you conducted yourself during that finite time period. And if you look at it in that respect, you say, well, I don't want anybody to holler at me. I don't want anybody to get mad. I don't want it to affect my social life. I don't want to, people at church to not sit by me because I've done this. Well, what matters is you're right. What matters is can you stand when this is over with? When your life here is done, can you stand upright with your shoulders back and your head high in front of your Heavenly Father and say, I did everything that I could do to save my country, or to save my family, to spread the gospel, to do whatever it is that you did on this earth. I don't want to have to walk up there with shoulders slumped forward and head down and say, I was just scared. I was just too lazy. I just didn't want my friends to think of me as a radical or something. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, ain't going to cut it. You've got a certain amount of time to make sure that your life is going to be squared away when you leave here. Now, this isn't a Sunday school class, but it's the way I look at how I conduct myself on this earth. Believe you me, in my past, there's been some things I'm definitely going to have to answer for. But from here on out, I'm going to try to make up for some of those things and see if I can redeem myself in front of my Redeemer, and see if I can live for eternity comfortably without worrying all that time about what I should have done or could have done. Now, what you should have done or could have done may not always be exactly what someone else thinks you should have done or could have done. It is not necessarily what matters is what you believe in your heart. What you can, not looking past the fear or the inconvenience or the effort that you're going to have to put into it, the money that you may spend, looking past that, you know in your heart is right. No one can really believe in their heart that that sitting back and watching somebody else do everything for your benefit is right. Now, they may say, if you ask them, or in their private conversation, they'll say, well, somebody's got to do it. That's the problem I have. And anybody that's listened to this show for any length of time, I've said over the years many, many times, I hate it when somebody says somebody ought to do something. Who in the hell are you? How do you shave in the morning? How do you put on your makeup? How do you look in the mirror and nobody's there? Are you somebody? If you're somebody, then how about let's get off that ass and go out there and act like you're somebody. We are all somebodies, and you're gonna want to think you're somebody when you go up to stand before your Heavenly Father on Judgment Day. You're gonna sure want to think you're somebody. Well, now would be a good time to start proving that. Now would be a good time to start on that difficult journey. Now, nobody here wants to die. The question is, do we love our country and our family and our Creator enough to be willing to if we have to? If that's what it comes to help save everything, then we have to be willing to ask ourselves and answer honestly, are you willing to do that? Now, Being willing to and wanting to are two totally different things. Being willing to do it makes you a very formidable foe, a very formidable enemy. Not wanting to do it, not wanting to die, makes you extremely effective. Formidable, fierce, but effective because we don't want to die. We're going to use everything in our power not to, but if we must, to further the cause, to be able to stand up and be proud of what we've done and respectful when that time comes, then it's just what we have to do, I reckon. And don't think that I haven't spent many, many, many hours pondering on this question. There's people out there that says, I've got kids. I've got kids, and I want to watch them finish growing up. I want to watch them get married and have kids. But in order for them to be able to do that in a free country, there may come a time when some of us might have to, there will come a time when some of us will have to put on our big boy panties and get out there and take the bull by the horns and make some gigantic effort to save this country.